Planners look at a map of the chosen industrial zone. They see a perfect location for the world's largest chip factory. This site offers the lowest costs. Capital flows into the region at an unprecedented rate. Investors believe that concentrating resources will lead to the highest possible returns. The system begins to expand quickly. The decision to centralize production seems entirely logical. It reduces the need for multiple expensive facilities in different countries. Efficiency becomes the primary metric for all success. Specialized machinery arrives from across the globe. Every piece is designed to fit into this specific ecosystem. The concentration of talent creates a powerful local knowledge base. Leaders sign long-term agreements with a single set of suppliers. These contracts lock the supply chain into a very rigid structure. This move eliminates most future flexibility. Global dependence on this single hub grows every year. Other regions stop investing in their own local manufacturing capabilities. The world begins to rely on one source. Local competitors find it impossible to match the low prices. One by one, smaller factories around the world close their doors. The central hub becomes the only option. Ships carry finished goods to every corner of the earth. The logistics network is optimized for this specific path. It is a highly efficient machine for global trade. Engineers decide to double the capacity of the existing hub. This choice avoids the complex task of building in a new location. They pull the lever for growth. The geographic concentration reduces the complexity of managing global teams. It is much easier to have everyone in one time zone. Management efficiency reaches its peak performance. The system is now fully locked into this single location. Reversing the decision would require billions in new investment. The inertia of the current success is very strong. External risks are categorized as low-probability events. The cost of building redundancy is seen as an unnecessary waste of capital. Optimization continues to be the only goal. A new policy is enacted to prioritize high-volume orders. This maximizes the utilization of the existing equipment. Every machine runs at its maximum possible speed for efficiency. Supply chain professionals celebrate the record-breaking margins achieved by this model. The quarterly reports show massive growth and lower costs. The incentives align perfectly with the strategy. The global market for electronics becomes completely dependent on this single production point. Any delay here will eventually impact every consumer on the planet. The scale is massive. The local infrastructure is stretched to its absolute limit to support the hub. Roads, power, and water systems are all dedicated to this one single purpose. Concentration intensifies. A decision is made to further reduce the safety inventory levels. Just-in-time delivery becomes the new standard for the entire global industry. This commitment is finalized today. The system now operates with zero margin for error. Small disruptions are expected to be absorbed by the highly efficient logistics network. Everything is designed for perfect conditions. Years of stability have convinced the market that this model is invincible. The lack of diversity is no longer seen as a vulnerability. It is seen as strength. The concentration of manufacturing leads to an extreme concentration of wealth. One region now holds the key to the entire world's technological future. The imbalance continues to grow. Planners choose to integrate the software and hardware ecosystems completely. This further locks customers into the centralized hub's specific technical standards. A new path is selected. The cost of building a second hub elsewhere is now estimated to be astronomical. The technical complexity has grown beyond what most other regions can support. The lock-in deepens. The global economy has optimized for the short term. The system is incredibly efficient during times of peace and stability. No one is currently planning for a crisis. Information about potential risks is filtered through the lens of efficiency. If a risk cannot be measured, it is often ignored in the final decision process. Pressure builds. Future videos examine how similar decisions shaped other outcomes in global trade. Understanding these choices helps reveal the hidden costs of massive efficiency. Reflection provides new insights. The specialization of the workforce in the hub reaches a level that is impossible to replicate. This creates a powerful, localized monopoly on technical knowledge and skill sets. A sudden shift in the global climate creates a new, unforeseen constraint. The hub is forced to compete for basic resources like water and reliable electrical power. The lack of geographical diversity becomes an immediate concern for global leaders. They begin to realize that a single event could stop the entire world's production lines. Rebuilding local manufacturing is now estimated to take at least a decade. The information gap between the hub and the rest of the world is too wide. Demand for chips continues to rise as every product becomes connected to the internet. The hub is the only place capable of meeting this massive new global volume. Companies decide to pay a premium to secure their place in the production queue. This creates a bidding war that further increases the financial importance of the hub. The concentration of high-end manufacturing equipment in one place creates a unique target. Any geopolitical tension in the region now has massive global economic consequences. Every major technology company in the world is now tied to the same fate. They have all optimized for the same single point of failure without realizing it. The cost of electronics begins to rise as the hub reaches its absolute physical capacity. The efficiency gains of the past have finally been exhausted by the scale. Governments begin to offer massive subsidies to build new factories in other regions. This marks the first directional attempt to break the centralization of the last decade. These new projects face massive delays due to a lack of specialized local talent. The years of centralization have left other regions without the necessary industrial expertise. The existing hub remains the only viable source for the most advanced technology. The billion-dollar gap in capability cannot be closed by simple financial investment alone. Companies are forced to redesign their products to use older, more available chips. This shift represents a hidden cost of the dependence on a single modern hub. Logistics managers choose to charter private ships to bypass the massive port delays. This expensive decision is necessary to keep the global supply chain moving forward. The financial consequences of the centralization begin to appear on balance sheets worldwide. The cost of every electronic device increases as the supply chain remains brittle. Most industry experts now agree that the initial decision was reasonable. It achieved its goal of efficiency, but at the cost of global systemic resilience. New competitors are finally beginning to emerge in other parts of the world. However, they are still years away from achieving the same scale and efficiency. A final decision is made to permanently diversify the global supply chain. This commitment will require hundreds of billions of dollars over the next several decades. The legacy of the centralized hub will influence global manufacturing for a generation. The world now understands that efficiency and resilience are two different goals. The massive factory continues to operate at its maximum possible output. It stands as a monument to the logic of scale and the cost of concentration.